we move on to another fight up the card, which is Steven Peterson versus Lucas Alexander. Going with Steven Peterson. I think this is one of the locks of the card. Front kick to the body from Peterson. Misses the second one. He looks terrible. Terrible at fighting. Very slow. What are you spinning for? Oh my God, he ran in like that. Oh, it's over. Sorry, he's got downs and he's not fighting the way he needs to. Round 1, 10-9 to Alexander. I don't know what's going on with him. He's just lost his ability to fight, even though he basically could have arguably beaten Julian Erosa in his last one. Oh, well. He literally arguably beat Julian Erosa in his last fight, but now he can't beat this absolute schmuck who lost to someone with a negative record. Terrible, dude. Stop trying to be good at fighting. You're not. Use that inbred chin and run forward and try and get scrappy. He literally should have arguably beaten Julian Erosa. Pathetic. He's 7-3, and he's coming off a loss where he got absolutely smoked. He lost a 5-3 opponent on the regional scene a couple of years ago as well. And he ain't beat anyone good either. I don't know, man. You call Peterson a lock? I kind of think he's a lock. He wasn't my lock of the card, though. I think this is one of the locks of the card. He's going to win. Peterson looks like he shouldn't be in the UFC right now, but he should have arguably beaten Julian Erosa, who dominated Hakeem Dawodu. Like, I don't understand. This guy is not good that he's fighting at all. So he should just put it on him and try and break him with grappling. He's just MMA Mafia. It doesn't make no sense, dude. The sport doesn't make sense. Trying to fight technical on the outside, and he can't because he's not good and needs to realize that. Someone needs to tell him, you aren't good at fighting. You are absolute garbage and trash at fighting. He's looking good to you. Yeah, I know, but he's a fighter in general that can't. Yeah. He somehow made this absolute bum look like a good fighter. Good for him. Oh, my God. He's just everything he throws is and his legs buckling on him now as well. Literally every single thing he throws hits. And he somehow beat Julian Erosa nearly. You know? I watched Alexander's fights. He can't fight for terrible. Against absolute fighters, he's looked terrible. But Peterson is just a Superman punch. Like, it's just a joke. Sorry. Oh, well. Yeah, your parents are related, isn't they? It's unfortunate. Is it straight sister-brother, or is it maybe a cousin situation as to how they're related? Let's find out as this fight goes on. The Superman tattoo on the chest suggests that it's maybe a sister-brother situation as parents, but I'm not sure. You make picks from Tapology Records? No, I watched his fights. He's not good. And Peterson literally arguably could have beaten Julian Erosa. And they scrapped it out for 3 straight rounds. Lucas Alexander debuted against Anderson Brito. Got absolutely ragdolled and choked within like a few minutes. And he had no success in that fight. Like, it's not even a question. Literally got smoked like an absolute rookie. Rolls to his back. Oh, it is a sister-brother situation as parents. Unfortunate. Brito's a beast, though. Yeah, but the 5-3 opponent that he lost to in 2019 isn't. He isn't at all. That's a fact. Respect to Lucas Alexander as well, because he never would have got into the UFC if he didn't take that Brito fight, and he should have got absolutely smoked in that fight as well. Arguably should have been cut afterwards, but he's still looking good here. So he's been given a lifeline by someone who stopped training a year ago. He just fell over throwing a head kick. Do your research. I've watched his fights, and I've watched Peterson's recent fights. Oh, well. Lock of the card. It wasn't my lock of the card. My lock of the card was Holly Holm. This was just, I thought this was a lock because Alexander's lost to people that are literally part-timing it on the regional scene. But Peterson just doesn't have a brain, unfortunately, and stopped training. This motherfucker said lock. Wow, that's crazy. You're counting to 300? That's ridiculous, dude. That must be fun. It's him pretty well, but he's going to try and scoop that leg round again. And he just falls onto the bottom position because he's a man-child who can't fight. Oh, well. And he's getting hit with big shots here as well. Yeah, he can't fight. He somehow beat Julian Erosa, though. Arguably could have won that decision, but Julian Erosa can't fight either. But he just beat Nate Lamware, so. And he beat Hakeem Dawodu as well. Dominated him every single round. So who's here? Oh, my God. That was literally a kick to a grounded opponent. He literally kicked him in the face on the ground. He literally kicked him in the face on the ground there. He literally axe kicked him in the face on the ground. Oh, well. That's literally an illegal move. Right, that's my blame for the whole fight. How's he supposed to win if he gets kicked in the head on the ground? Didn't see it coming. how do you go from basically arguably beating Julian Erosa to looking like this in a fight? I don't understand how MMA works. I really don't understand. It was a shit fight anyway, so whatever. Before this fight, and he got dropped badly. Just end the fight, dude. Like this guy. You can't have him in the UFC anymore. Cut him from the UFC. Lucas Alexander is going to get exposed in his next fight, and I can't wait. But now he's scrapping, see? He's actually trying to scrap. Looking at the clock, how much time do I have left before I lose a decision? Jesus Christ. Anyway, at least we get to the next fight a bit quicker. Thank God Lucas Alexander, though, because he wouldn't have a career if not for this. So, good for him, you know. He gets a little bit of money, and then he'll get exposed in his next fight. Leave the gloves in the octagon for sure. Yeah, it's not even a moment. Put the camera angle on someone else, you know. It's barely a moment, to be honest with you. He knew he was going to retire regardless. Good for him. He's done. Let's cut to adverts. Here we go. Some adverts. Thank God. Guru can't pick fights for He'll watch regardless, so who cares if I can't pick fights for You'll sit here and watch regardless. Thank you. This motherfucker said lock. That's crazy. You said 300 seconds as well. Good for Lucas Alexander, though. He would not have a single chance at a career in the UFC outside for him getting that short notice opportunity. And then he gets a layup here because Peterson hasn't trained since his last fight and quit the sport before he even started this fight. So good job. Good win from him. He gets a chance to have a moment on a mic, you know? So good for him. Will be very short-lived. So good for him. Have his moment, get 20 grand, and then you'll be back on the streets in 2 years. Good for him.